Alright, I'm finally doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, why I'm doing it now, because I should have done this so long ago. Oh, welcome to my channel. My name is Holland, pronounced Holland, like the country. Not Halland, not Hayland, not, I don't even know, but I get all the names. I am the founder and owner of Maddox Closet. I absolutely love my job and I get questions all the time of how did I start? Why did I start? How, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what's the first step? I don't understand. Like, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, why am I typing this up all the time to all these people when I could just make a video on it, send the link, maybe make some money on ads one day and just let it be. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's a businesswoman and she's just talking about business. Like, I'm a fucking weirdo. Like, I am so weird. And if you know me, like, I am weird, I am crazy, and I love to have fun. I don't really like drink, but like, it's my first video. Hashtag shout out Loyal 9 Cocktails. I'm gonna talk about the highs, the lows, and just like the things people don't really want to talk about when they're a business owner. I've had really bad energy in my life. I've had just really uncomfortable situations. So I'm just going to get into all of it. All right, so how I started. So about a year ago, it's December 2020 now. About a year ago, I wasn't working. I gotten fired from a job. I was literally, actually, I guess this was longer ago than that. I don't really know the timeline because I'm like, ugh. But so yeah, I got fired from a job. I was so miserable there. People were literally so mean to me. Like, I have never worked in a place that people were so mean to me before. I started going to therapy from it, and there was just a lot of rumors spread about me and things that just were so not true, like that no one ever actually asked me about, that I only found out like a year later. I was selling my clothes to Plato's just so we could pay the rent. I always make that like a huge thing that I say on my Instagram and stuff, just because that was literally I was going through my closet, clothes that I love, things I did not want to get rid of because I literally could not pay my bills. So I'm like, okay, now I have to sell all my stuff and hope we can pay something this month. Like, my boyfriend and I, we have lived together for 3 years now, and it's very much like we have this back and forth thing where he would be on a high and I would just be on such a fucking low, and then it would just flip flop. It kept happening. I'd be on a high and then he'd be on a low, and we just could never sync up our lives. And thank God, he's so supportive and so kind, and we never had issues over that. But it really sucked, having to ask your mom, Mom, I really need to borrow $1,000 when my mom didn't have a ton of money. Asking your parents for that kind of money, and it's just hard. I didn't have money, didn't do anything, so I ended up starting a drop shipping business. Pop the fuck off. It was so good. It was nothing that I expected whatsoever. But I started a drop shipping business. I was selling purses and shoes, and you had to DM me to order, and it honestly just went so much better than I ever could have imagined in my entire life. But it got to the point that it became such a negative thing because people would be so fucking mean to me. I would have the meanest people in my DMs. They would send me the nastiest things. So it was just super hard on me, and it was just it was taking up all of my time, and I got a lot of people to help me that ended up kind of just not actually helping me and just doing me dirty. And it was really hard. And yeah, the money was great, but it just was so not worth my sanity. And that's something I always tell people. I'm like, okay, but is it worth your sanity? Are you gonna go crazy over this? Is it worth sitting in bed at night and being miserable for a paycheck? No, absolutely not. So what I did then is I saved money as much as I could from this business, so that I could start my boutique. So I still owned them both at the same time. The same time I launched Maddox Closet, I still had my old business. I did end up selling that business after having the boutique for a few months, just because I was like, I just can't do it anymore. There's no way I can do both of these things. So I ended up selling it, which is really great that I could sell a business at 23. I think I sold it when I was 22. But that was really cool. Sold to someone in my family. So sick. Awesome. Love that. Love that I could trust the person. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I did when I started my boutique is I immediately created an Instagram for it. I created serious hype. If you've been around, you know, I was promoting the hell out of this business, and I didn't even really know what it was yet. I didn't really know what I was gonna sell. I just knew I was gonna sell clothes, and I'm like, okay, just trying to figure it out. It was so hard. I'm like, don't know what to do because you don't have anyone holding your hand. So I was scouring the internet. I watched so many TikToks. I watched so many YouTube videos just trying to like teach myself how to be successful because I knew no one was going to like hold my hand or baby me through the whole thing. So I created all this hype. I posted it on like my dropshipping business page. I posted it on my personal page, and I messaged every single person that I thought would repost it for me. So I started like end of April. I had like 10 different things maybe, and like I don't even know, maybe like 10 to 15 things, and we ended up selling out in 10 minutes. It was the most like empowering moment of my life. I remember I was sitting at my friend's table, like in the apartments that we lived in. We were downstairs, we were all playing games. I'm sitting there, like everyone's playing a game, and I'm on my laptop, and I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry, I love you, I'm still gonna play, but like I have to do this. And so I like launched all my products at 6 o'clock. Next thing you know, like 5-10 minutes goes by, I made $3,500. I was like, okay. More than anything, a moment of clarity for me, because I was just like, I can actually do this. Like, I've already had one successful business. I was so fucking scared to do this, like so scared. And I'm like, and it sold out the same night. So you can imagine like going from this broke ass bitch who's literally like doing anything possibly just to pay my bills to now like selling out. I'm like looking all around right now because I'm still in shock. Like I can't even find the words to say for it. It was just like, holy shit. And I remember I was with my friends and I didn't want to brag. So I like got up from the table and I walked around to my boyfriend. I like whispered in his ear and I was like, babe, we just made $3,500 in 10 minutes. That was fucking cool. So yeah, so we had all those orders. I was working out of our tiny spare bedroom in our 2-bedroom apartment. Our like roommate had just moved out, so she was helping like with the bills. She had moved out. I had converted the bedroom into like my little office. So yeah, so that's where I was working out of. And then my friend Steph called me not much longer, and she's like, hey, like I don't know, but there's this feeling in me that like I can feel it. Like there's just something happening here, and I think like you need to get your own space. And I was like, what? I literally just launched. Why would I get my own space? This makes no sense. Like, why would I do that? But I'm like, like I'm going along with her. I'm like, yeah, like Maddox is gonna be huge. Like, yeah, so cool, whatever. Like I was kind of just like entertaining the idea just because I wanted to be a good friend and I appreciated her being a good friend. Next thing you fucking know, I got a place. I actually got it with her and another girl. It didn't work out. Our landlord was just, we had a lot of issues. There's a gym above us. It was god awful. Like we knew that gym was there, but we didn't realize how bad it was. And I was the one that was in there every single day. So yeah, so it just didn't work out. So then I found a new place, which was in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And this space is so beautiful. I still post it to this day. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's in a mill, just stunning. It has like the brick walls, like the old brick walls, the huge floor to ceiling windows, like stunning, absolutely stunning. It was like my dream space. Then we just kind of like, after a few months, and we signed a year contract to this place. So the first place, we're so lucky we got out of it just because of like technicalities. So we got out of the first lease. This second lease we signed in July. So we got that place in May. Then we got this place in July. And we just honestly, to say the bare minimum, there were just like bad vibes there. And I'm very like, I wouldn't say like, I'm not religious by any means. And I'm not like this crazy spiritual person, but like when I can definitely tell, like you walk in a room and you feel the energy, you can feel like the moods of other people. And there just like was not good energy in this place. It wasn't healthy for us anymore. It just wasn't good. So we ended up doing a pop-up at our local mall. We did it for like 3 days. Yeah, Friday through Sunday. We were doing this pop-up and we're like, okay, like we really need this. Like we're gonna do this. We're gonna get our name out there, whatever. And also, while this is all happening, we went from making, because I'm gonna be so honest here, and when I say this, I say it with a humble heart. I don't say any of this as like gloating or anything crazy. I say all of this in the most humble way possible. We went 1 month, I think it was July. July, we made $60,000. August, we made like 20. So that doesn't really make sense. It was very, very, very strange. And we had also just gone from paying for like a couple months, like a month, paying like a $500 rent to paying a $2,000 rent at a new office space. So it was like, I couldn't figure it out. I was completely baffled. We were paying an ad agency, which was like $7,000 a month. So imagine like $7,000 a month, and then you're like half of that, like the ad agency plus rent, that's half of the money we're making the entire month. Plus, my boyfriend quit his job to work with us full time. I don't get paid from the business, and we have an employee. So it was very like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Because we were just riding this high, and I remember messaging so many friends, and I was like, guys, listen, like, I know these are still good numbers, but when you look at the 2 months next to each other, it just doesn't make sense. And my friend Destiny, she's like, you can't be high all the time. Like, there's gonna be lows, like there's gonna be just as many lows as there's gonna be highs. I'm like, you're right, but like, this is just like a crazy difference. Like, I'm still in shock to this day. I still don't understand it. Like, our e-commerce went from everything to like nothing. Like, all of our money that we were making, we couldn't even buy new inventory anymore. So yeah, no new inventory was coming in because we couldn't afford it. And not only that, like, I couldn't even afford to pay like the girl who was working with us anymore. So it's just like, okay, sick. Like, this is fucking awesome. So I'm in panic mode, but I tried to like stay as calm and collected as possible. I'm like, we'll figure it out. Like, it will be fine. Like, we will figure this out. So we did a pop-up at our mall. We're like, okay, let's do this. It was like $350 for 3 days at like our Capital Mall. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We can invest it. At the very least, we're gonna make our money back. Because naturally, I was so nervous. I'm like, we're already losing money every single day, and now we're gonna go here and shell out money that we don't actually have to do this. But I'm very like, if we do it, it works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, it is what it is. So we went, our very first order was like $440. So we're like, okay, like, this is really good. Like, we just paid for the whole weekend. Like, this is amazing. So we went for 3 days. We made like $2,500 like each day. Like, I mean, variations of that, but still we were doing like over $2,000 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was kind of like, whoa, like, we really, really needed this. I don't know what we would have done without that, because this was in like October, and that month we had done like $10,000. Which again, so it's like going from like 60,000 to 20,000 to 10,000. It's just like, it wouldn't stop. And I'm like, our content is only getting better. Our model's gorgeous. More people are posting. So I just don't get it. Again, still don't know to this day what the fuck happened. But anyway, so we did the pop-up. I ended up creating an incredible relationship with the girls who run the pop-up there. And they were like, so we were like parked next to like a Vera Bradley, and it was empty. Their lease had ended. They chose not to sign a new contract. So I remember sitting there, and I looked at Trav, and I'm like, how cute would it be if like one day we were in the Vera Bradley, like in the mall? Like, that'd be so cute. Like, just going on and on. And next thing you know, they're like, hey, like, do you want that space? No one's gonna rent it. So like, why don't you guys just take it? Like, you do it as a pop-up, do like a month-long pop-up or whatever. And I cannot even tell you how bad I was struggling. I'm calling Trav. Trav's like, don't do that. Like, why would you do that? We don't have the money for that. Don't do that. It's literally a pandemic. Like, whatever. People aren't going to come in there. And I'm just like, okay, we're not doing it. Like, we're not doing it. Then I call my mom, and naturally my mom's like, Holland, you're fucking stupid if you don't do this. And I'm like, Mom, like, you're killing me right now. I don't know what to do. Freaking out. So naturally, I just didn't listen to Trav, because that's the way I live my life. Poor guy. He tells me all these things, and I'm like, no. But at the same time, like, he gets a little nervous with things. Like, he's not one to like try new things. Like, yeah, he'll try something new, like a new restaurant, but he's not going to try a new thing, like open a fucking store in the middle of the pandemic. But I was like, you know what? It's 2 months. We're going to do it for November. We're going to do it for December. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, amazing. So we did it. It worked. And now our in-store is, I mean, it's doing great. All the kids are like home from school, and we have like 7 colleges here, something crazy in the like 45-minute radius. So we have a lot of girls here, a lot of sororities, things like that. So I'm really, really trying to target them, but everyone's like on break. So once everyone comes home, I think we're seriously gonna pop off. I like have hope. We're finally making money again. The only difference is like now we have 2 rents to pay, because we still have that other office that we signed a lease on in July that was $2,000 a month. So we're still paying $2,000 a month for that office space. We're paying for the mall space, which, to be completely honest, it is not as much as you would think it was. I thought it was gonna be like 10 grand. It is less than half of that. Like, it's like a quarter of that. It's crazy. So we're paying for the mall. We're paying for that office. I'm now paying for 6 employees. I'm trying to pay for inventory. Like, it's so crazy. So we're still not really making a profit yet, but we're finally like in the yellow. Like, before we were fucking red sirens everywhere, like red, like this is bad. I literally was thinking about getting a job. I'm like, am I gonna have to get a job? And I'm like, wait, I'm not gonna get a job. Like, maybe Travis has to get a job. So I was thinking about that. That was things I was thinking about every day. But then I'm like, I cannot give up on this. Like, I have come this far already for me to just be like, oh, now I gotta get a job because it's not gonna work out. Like, fuck that. No, absolutely not. So I got a retail store. So we have that now. It's going amazing. Like, honestly, we do have slow days. Like, it is what it is. Mondays through Wednesdays are slow, but that makes sense. Our state is like, I don't know what the levels are or anything, but like restaurants are like closing down again, and like malls, we can only have like a certain amount of people in our stores. Like, it's not horrible, but it's definitely scarce in the mall. Like, there's not a ton of people. But we're getting our name out there. I'm very much an optimist. Like, we're getting our name out there. There's people coming in who have never heard of us before. They're walking by and they're all like looking in like this. And I'm yelling from the counters. I'm like, come in, like, come see me, come on. I literally run to the doors and I'm like, come look. Like, I bet you'll find something you love. Like, oh, this would look so cute on you. And it's just so crazy because like people see the energy and they're like, fuck yeah, like that is what I want. Like, that girl, she is lit. Like, let's go in there. This store is so cool. And like, that's what people do. They come in and I like eavesdrop on everyone because I'm so annoying. And they're like, oh my God, this store is so cute. Like, this is like the stores you see online that don't really have stores, and like just the nicest things. Like, I'm in awe every time. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like, this is mine. And then people come in and they're like, wait, you own it? And I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend and I own it together. And they're like, that is so cool. How old are you? Like, all these questions. And I'm like, I'm honored. There's days I go home crying because I'm like, this is so fucking cool. Like, this is my life. And no, I'm not rolling in the dough like I used to be. I used to make a ton of money and I don't anymore. And that's okay because now I'm doing something that I love. I am carrying out my dream. I am doing what I want to do. And that, my friends, is what matters. So right now we're just like really focusing on like kind of taking the brand in a new direction, making it a little less intimidating, I guess. Like, we're just trying to make the store have like a very cozy, welcoming vibe. We're making our Instagram more like shareable. We're putting in like images that like people can share just so we get our name spread around, like cute things like that. But yeah, I mean, like, there's literally so much I want to do. Like, my manifestation is just absurd. Like, I want to start like an apothecary home store. I want to start a men's line. I want to start a loungewear line. I want to start a kids line. I want to have my own PR agency. I want to open a fucking Chick-fil-A. Like, there are so many things. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you what's on it, but like my phone right here, it says business ideas. Let's see. And it's literally like all of these. These are all the businesses I want to open. And, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't say that. So Maddox, everyone asks me what's the story behind Maddox. Maddox is my little brother Braxton's middle name. His name's Braxton Maddox. He is the love of my life. He's gonna watch this and be like, oh, you're so annoying. But like, I love him. I cherish him so much. I think about him all the time. He's just such a little like, he's like a bad kid right now. Like, he's a teenager, he's getting into trouble, but like, he is like my little baby. Like, I just love him so much. I am going to end this with the fact that I'm going to try and do a series. I'm going to tell you exactly how to start your business. I am going to tell you what my favorite vendors are, where I buy the clothes for my store, like what it really costs to start a business, things like that. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I will end this with a great quote. Don't know who said it. I guess I said it because I'm saying it now. The quote is, okay, cute ass phone case. The quote is, have no fears greater than your dreams. Period. All right, so thank you for joining in. If you didn't get the information you were looking for, I'm sorry, it's coming. Then comment and tell me and I'll talk about it. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first video. But if you liked it, like it. If you really liked it, subscribe. And I'm Holland. Thank you so much. so much love to you, so much love to Maddox, so much love to everyone in my life. Be kind to other people or karma's gonna get you.